Most comic book characters are old. And I'm not just talking about the ancient one. Most of them. Hey, what was the ancient one's name before they got so ancient? Were they just one? Or Neo? Or Douglas? Yeah, I'm going with Douglas.
Besides Douglas, there are a whole host of characters that have existed for decades, most of them without aging a day. They've been through any number of writers and artists, being changed and molded, they personality, and they face as they go. Most of them don't have one definitive creator that can be looked back upon, having given them the voice and personality that they have today. Except this one. Last issue we talked about Hawkeye and my beloved Kate Bishop.
Something always brings me back to you. It never takes too long.
This week, it's on to the mighty Captain Marvel, soon to be portrayed on film by Brie Larson. Captain Marvel, aka Carol Danvers, has been around since 1968.
An Air Force pilot given the powers of flight, super strength, and rad energy beams by some Kree mumbo-jumbo, Danvers ran around without pants for a while. Then she hung out with the X-Men, got mind-controlled, raped, gave birth to her own rapist, and the Avengers were totally fine with it. Hey, comic books? There are so many stories to tell. Why this one? Why this story? Don't you hurt Carol Danvers comic books.
Something always brings me back to you. It never takes too long.
Once again, our journey begins in 2012, when the reins of Captain Marvel, not that one, were given over to writer Kelly Sue DeConnick. And although the character had been running around for years as Miss Marvel, not that one, this is the run that gave Captain Marvel, not that one, or that one, the personality that she has today.
The book is called Captain Marvel, Earth's Mightiest Hero, and it ran for 2 years. Currently, you can find it in 4 volumes without volume names. They have this color scheme and are clearly labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. Capping off these volumes is the events of Marvel's Battle World, and this is where, and say it with me now, things get complicated! That would work better with, like, a crowd.
For a period of about 6 months, the Marvel Universe as we know it imploded. Through a series of events, I could spend the rest of my life describing. All of Marvel's divergent universes were smashed together in an event called both Battle World and Secret Wars, because why not do that?
There was a city made up entirely of female superheroes, a country of all Hulks called Greenland, and there was Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps. Cap returned to her Air Force roots and led her own squadron of folks who were very mad at the sky. And at one point, they're attacked by an army of Thors. It's slightly more complex than that, but that's all you're getting from me, toots. And then Mr. Fantastic and Dr. Doom fixed everything, and it all went back to being hunky-dory.
But wait, we missed something. See, during the final period of the DeConnick run, God, she's so good. See, during that final run, there was an event called the Black Vortex, in which Captain Marvel was deeply entrenched. The Vortex is a mirror, billions of years old, with the power to turn anyone into an all-powerful cosmic being. So the X-Men, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Captain Marvel squared up to find it, while the entire time being pursued by Mr. Knife and his Slaughter Squad. Those are their names. Those are the names that they give her. I didn't give them those names. That was them. They did that. Like, it's not his given. He chose the name Mr. Knife. I love comic books so much.
So, DeConnick sailed off to more creator-owned pastures, and Captain Marvel went to space. Space! The book was taken over by Tara Butters and Michelle Fazakis, who you might know from comedies I love, like Reaper and Marvel's Agent Carter. Danvers takes over as head of Alpha Flight, a Canadian superhero team turned space cops. That's all contained in Captain Marvel Volume 1. We've renumbered, and brace yourself, it's going to happen again. The Rise of Alpha Flight.
It's more rip-roaring space adventuring, and it's really fun. And then it's over. And then new writers take over.
I don't wanna fall another moment into your gravity.
And now comes another event that takes over the entire Marvel Universe. Now comes Civil War II.
Coincidentally released around the same time as the Marvel film Captain America: Civil War. This war pitted teams led by Captain Marvel and Iron Man against each other over the movie Minority Report. Not like a Blu-ray, just the concept of predicting crimes. The arc was written by Christos and Ruth Gage and is contained in Captain Marvel Volume 2, Civil War II.
Now, normally I'd advise most readers just trying to get into one character to avoid most big event stories, but the fact of the matter is Captain Marvel is so entrenched in the Civil War II storyline that anyone trying to get into Carol Danvers just has to read it.
Currently, the book is renamed The Mighty Captain Marvel and is written by Margaret Stohl. I love it because it reminds us that Captain Marvel can have fun. She's no longer the super serious, most importantest character at the center of a national superhero conflict. She's just trying to make her way after some real hardship. It's fun and winning and ongoing. The first volume, The Mighty Captain Marvel Volume 1, Alien Nation, is on shelves right the heck now.
So while we wait for Captain Marvel's movie in 2019, we can get caught up on our reading. Happy purchasing. Meanwhile, I will be standing here, ever watchful, wondering whether or not doing the gravity joke again is funny.
Set me free, leave me be. I don't wanna fall another moment into your gravity.
Honk honk, Internet. Thank you for checking out issue 2 of How to Buy. Check out the Hawkeye episode if you haven't, and you voted. The next episode is going to be about Wonder Woman. I don't think anybody is surprised by the outcome to that one, especially me. To vote, you need only become a Patreon donor. Patreon.com/TVsKevin. These episodes take about 2 weeks to research, write, and produce, and anything you can do to donate would really speed that process up. Just $1 a month gets you voting rights, and I recently set up some Patreon goals for certain heroes on this show. These will not show up on the show unless we hit a goal at one point or another. If we can get up to $150 a month, I'll do Guardians of the Galaxy. If we can get up to $175, I will do Batman. And if we can get all the way up to $200 a month, I will do the X-Men. And I will probably die trying. And thank you to all the lovely patrons that have supported me for 2 months now. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. You're supporting this show, another series I have planned for this channel, as well as all the stuff you can find links to in the doobly-doo. My web series Doomed to You, my podcast, The Puppet Publishing Podcast, my other show, The Stone Zone, Can We Get Emma Stone to Listen to This? Lots of output, and I'm only working 3 jobs. This has been TV's Kevin Lanigan, the bad boy of comics. Excelsior.